I'm sure somebody will ask, it looks like I have something in my mouth, and that's because I do. It's not tobacco or snuff or anything like that. It's very easy to become dehydrated outside. Even in the winter time, lots of people think it's just a summer thing. And again, a lot of people that are going to watch this video know this. If you do, I encourage you to leave comments below. Tell us what you do. Mine is an old trick from Scouts, and I think even the Native Americans used to use it out in the desert regions. Stick a rock, something else in your mouth, stimulate those saliva glands. I'm a mouth breather, so I tend to dehydrate pretty quickly. Always, my mouth is always dry, I'm always thirsty. I throw a rock, a piece of gum, something in there, and I'm good to go. Otherwise, I would probably be stopping every 100 yards or so to take a drink of water. A little bit more about the gear. Again, this is just a quick trip. A lot of the time we just carry a pack so that we can condition ourselves to carrying something, some weight. We both have larger packs. They're both Osprey packs, and some other day we'll go through those. We just didn't carry them this time. One, because it's still a little bit too heavy for me with my shoulders. Two, my wife was... I was going to show you them, but apparently I have to turn my camera around. My wife was working with our daughter. We've carried it before, and she does just fine. She's tough, she's rugged, but yeah. So a little of the gear we brought today. Again, dressing in layers is important. So in this little green bag, I'm not going to take it out one-handed, but is a down jacket. Then underneath that it's a German camouflage. It's called Flecktarn, and it's a tougher outer jacket. And I got a really good deal on that. The down jacket is extremely warm, especially if it's cold out, and you need to layer up. It's really light, but it's also not very rugged. So what I tend to do is, and actually it's the same jacket you see me wearing in a lot of the videos, a green jacket with an orange inside. So I'll put the Flecktarn jacket over it. I got the Flecktarn jacket for free because I had gone to a military surplus store to look around, and I was looking at it and I said, boy, there's a bunch of little holes in this. And what it was someone had got it, must be when it was issued, someone had got it too close to a fire. They were probably burning pine or something that was popping and sparking, and there were a bunch of tiny little holes over it. So I just patched those up, and that way I can wear that. If it gets a few more holes in it, I don't care. At least it's not lighting my down jacket on fire or ripping it open as I walk through the woods on really cold days. As you're physically active, you heat up, but once you stop, you start getting cold. So right now we're fine because it's actually really nice out. I prefer wool for many things, so there's a wool hat I tend to wear pretty often. Even when it's wet, it retains some of its heat factors. And then under there is just a black clean canteen. That's why I carry my water in a lot of the time. We have many different canteens, water bottles. We prefer stainless steel, single wall, because in an emergency we can put that in a fire and boil more water. And then there's just my little titanium cup and the coffee. And then there is our daughter's Nalgene. Again, we don't really like plastic, but it works for her right now. And she carries it in her backpack, which again is the small Corinne bag. And she carries her diaper, her water, and oftentimes a few other things. The jacket that my wife is wearing, we got that for free from family. My dad had retired from the military, and there was still some old surplus left at our house. And so we got the jacket for free. Again, it covers up, it's rugged, it covers up the things that might catch on fire or rip more easily. And then just blue jeans. They say cotton kills, but if you avoid getting wet, if you wear synthetics underneath, then a lot of the time, depending on what you're doing, you're going to be okay. So the coffee is almost at a boil. We'll give it a few more minutes, covered up. and then we'll move it to an area where it's not getting quite as much heat. You know, if you're able to, carry a cover for whichever container you're going to use. Comes in really handy. It helps things cook faster, retains heat. All right, like we were just talking a few minutes ago, taking care of your gear. But at the same time, and I'm really guilty of this, don't be afraid to modify it. I tend to be afraid of modifying my gear or even sometimes using it, which doesn't really do me any good as far as purchasing it if I'm not going to use it. You know, you don't want to get it dirty or break it in, but I think that's just an OCD thing. So don't be afraid to modify it. You see here we just have a key ring with a little wooden bead on there, and it lays flat, but we can also put it up so that we can reach in there without a glove or anything, or if it gets really hot we can use a stick. A lot of our gear is modified to work for us. Even the chest rig I'm wearing, you know, they're different companies. It's nothing, you know, nothing spectacular. Lots of people will pay hundreds of dollars for something as rugged that you can wear on your chest like that. And again, mine cost me maybe $25 or $35. If it works, awesome. We don't need to stir it. See, the water is almost at a boil, so we're going to let it boil for a few minutes. We're going to take it off and put it in an area where it's not going to boil over, and you know, that way it can kill any bacteria that might be in it, viruses, parasites, that type of thing. So we'll put it there, and then we'll add a little bit of cool water and let it set for a minute, and the majority of the grounds will sink to the bottom and we can just pour off and drink. All right, well, we're still waiting for the coffee. I'll just go over this again. So a lot of you may have noticed the plastic bag here. Hi. And hi, honey. Me. Yes. So you may notice the trash bag liner. It's a 55-gallon. And it keeps our gear out of the snow. It keeps it clean and dry. It's easier to keep track of stuff so that we don't lose stuff in the snow or on the ground. It can still happen, but it definitely makes it easier. Usually, we're not doing it today apparently, but usually we try to keep our bags closed up, open it, take what we need out, and close it up. But today I'd opened them so that we could show you some of the stuff and never closed it back up. So keep your gear dry if you can. Keep it clean, keep it organized. All right, so the coffee's done. We're going to take it out of the fire. And we're going to set it down. We did have a little bit of spillover, but you see, you don't really see any of the grounds that we had up there before. Most of them sink to the bottom. Then just to sort of shock it, we're going to pour a little bit of cold water in it. Perfect. And that just sort of knocks the rest of them down, or the majority of them. Every once in a while you'll get some in your cup, but that's okay. We're going to let it set for a short time and then have a drink and head on back. All right, so the coffee is ready. You can see. Pour slow, not really any grounds in it, and that's good. And now we'll have a drink. Fire's still going. Pot's a little bit black. And it's okay to, you know, you're not going to get all of that residue off from it, and that's fine because we know that dark colors retain heat. So as time goes on, it's going to cook better and better. The important thing is not to burn stuff in it, not to burn stuff to the bottom. You know, put fluid in there of some sort, usually water, and it will keep stuff from burning. Just keep on top of it. So I'm going to drink some coffee and we're going to head back because I have to go to work soon. All right, we're back at our house now. I just wanted to show you a quick example of the different equipment we have. And once again, it's a matter of adapting and for what you need at the time. This is my normal backpack. You know, it's a little bit large, but it holds a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff means a lot of weight, though. So it's a little bit too heavy for me right now. So what I was able to do was I was able to use 3 different bags, a smaller backpack, the chest bag, and then a shoulder bag, a haversack, and distribute my weight to different places so it wasn't all on my shoulders or my hips or waist. I also use hiking poles. They say that takes about 25% of the weight off your knees and your your hips, and I've noticed a huge difference. So I tend to use those. It really does seem to help. So again, the chest bag I leave on pretty much all the time when I'm up there. It's got the camera gear as well as a few emergency supplies in case I slip and fall, or I put down the pack and walk away and something happens. The shoulder bag carries my water, my canteen, as well as the hat and gloves, because I'm constantly taking those off and on depending on how warm I am. I don't want to overheat. And then in there is an extra jacket, an overcoat for that jacket to protect it, a tarp, and a couple other things. The pot and the cup. So, you know, and my wife has a bag similar to this, as well as this, just different colors. Hers isn't as earth tone as mine. I like this color, so that when we do go overseas, if we need to, we can, it doesn't stand out. Hers is a lot brighter, but we do have a cover for it that is camouflage or earth tone, so that we can cover it up, protect it from the rain, but also make it less visible if she's doing something. Again, you know, 95% of the time, if not more, we're going to be in a neighboring country doing logistics work. However, the possibility and the opportunity is there to travel at times. Plus, there's great camping in that region of the world. So practice with your stuff. Find out what works, what doesn't. Find out what you need to modify to make it work for you. Again, a lot of my gear has been modified specifically for me based on my needs, and my wife's as well, and our daughters as well. So thank you for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this, please let us know. We enjoy doing things like this. We're up on the mountain quite often, cooking, and it just gives us an excuse to do more. If you want to see more of the equipment we use, let us know. We'll do that as well. Again, some of it's military, some of it's not, some of it is military grade. The military stuff, military grade stuff, is heavier, but it's more rugged. It will last longer. All of this stuff here is several years old now. I think the newest thing in this lineup is probably that pack there. So thank you for watching. Please share, subscribe, like, pray for us, and if you want to know more information, contact us at the email address listed below. And thank you very much. Shalom. All right, so like I mentioned before about using the ash, you see this is pretty dirty. It's got a lot of residue on it from the wood. So just take a sponge, a little bit of soap. Just the soap and the sponge isn't going to do it. It's not going to clean it. It's not going to take everything off. You know, so still pretty. But if you take some soap, you don't need the soap, but some ash, put it on your sponge. It makes it abrasive. And again, it's not going to get everything off, but it's going to get the stuff off that's going to come off. And as I have to keep reminding myself, it's not shameful to have something that looks used, because it means you know how to use it now, hopefully. You know, you don't need a shiny pot. There are benefits to having it a little bit black, but at the same time, take care of your stuff. Know how to use it. Take care of it when you're done with it, but don't fret when it doesn't look brand new. Again, I have to remind myself that all the time. I'll scrub some more afterwards, but this is what we're getting with just ash and soap. And again, you don't need the soap. It does make things a little bit easier, but alone it's not going to do it. And the ash is soft enough that it's removing the stuff, but it's not scratching the pot and leaving crevices and stuff. So thank you, and take care. Bye now.